Hello and welcome to my workshop of reconnecting to yourself through somatics and horses. So my name is Dana Strabernick. Let me start there. I am an Equus coach through the Coel Institute. And why would we work with horses? And what does it mean when I talk about somatics and reconnecting to ourselves? So we all have this intelligent thing that we forget. And our bodies are always giving us information. As little children, we're often taught not to feel our feelings. Stop crying. Little boys are always told not to cry and feel what they're feeling. And, they're told they're not masculine if they express themselves. Sometimes people will be in relationships and somebody will say something to you and then deny that they said it. And we start to question our intuition. I'll give you a personal example. So my other career is I'm a court reporter and I work in court. And so I have no choice but to sit there with a straight face when I might be hearing horrific information. So what does that do to a human being when we don't self-care, when we don't pay attention to what we're feeling and we don't find a way to process emotions? So our bodies are always giving us feedback. Sometimes if we have a lot of stress, we might develop a migraine. We might get pain in our shoulders and our lower back. Some people hold their emotions in their guts. Some shallow breathe. So this is what I mean when I talk about somatics, is that when do we pay attention to our body's expression and sit with that, learning to sit with that. So reconnecting to that ability. Learning not to numb out. So some people will drink, some will eat, we will distract, we may create drama, we might try to caretake for other people. It's easier to take care of other people than to focus on our own pain. So why would we use horses in this work? Horses are always in the present moment. They are highly intuitive. And they're always paying attention to their senses. So, because they are prey animals, they travel in herds. Horses are like human beings, they're social, and so they're most comfortable being in a group. They have an alpha mare, Mia. This is Mia. She happens to be a female horse, and in a herd, she would be the leader of that group. And why would we need a leader? So, if we're at work, if everybody was the boss, would we ever get anything done? Having a leader creates some sense of organization, and in a herd, it actually keeps them safe, and it's their means of survival. So horses have, their anatomy is built for them to be able to take care of themselves. So you'll notice that Mia's eyes are on the side of her head, and she uses mostly monocular vision to see about 360 degrees around her body. She uses her adrenal glands to sense danger, to sense what's going on. They also communicate through their ears. So you'll notice that right now her ear is up, and so she's aware that I'm here, and she knows that something's going on. And she's just paying attention to her surrounding as she comfortably grazes. Horses graze. So, for instance, if a mountain lion were to be preying on a herd of horses, all of the horses would look to her as to what to do. You would notice that her anatomy would change. Her ears would come up, she'd be looking around, and the horses would look for her direction on whether to take off. They don't question their intuition. Something that we as humans do all the time. We always doubt ourselves. And why? Because we're taught that. We're taught that if you feel a certain thing, a lot of times people will tell you, oh, that's not true, that's not happening. And so we start to develop a doubt in ourselves. And so we learn from horses not to doubt our intuition. They don't doubt their intuition, they take care of themselves. They also teach us boundaries. When a horse is in another horse's space, you'll notice that they'll pin their ears and maybe perhaps they'll give out a little kick to move, get out of my space. There's not a story created through horses. They don't think, oh, why is she in my space? She's too much, this, that, or the other thing. And they don't stay in a story. They ask for what they need and they go back to grazing. And so we can learn a lot from these very large animals and about presence, intuition, boundaries, and staying out of story and learning to trust what we're feeling inside of our bodies. So I'd like to give you a little bit of a safety demonstration on how to interact with horses while we're here. The safest place to approach a horse would be at the shoulder. So right here, Mia can see me, and I won't be startling her if I come over and I approach her right here. If I were to come up to her back, horses can kick out 2 times the size of their bodies. So they can extend their kick all the way back here. So we want to pay attention to what their feedback is giving us. So when their ears are pinned, that would not be a safe place to be. From here back, Mia has the ability to kick. So if we want to go around a horse, we want to let them know that we're here. So you put your hand on the horse and you go around the horse like this. And she's not going to kick. The safest place for our footing would be about a foot away from her foot. We don't want to be here. So notice that Mia's pinning her ears and she's asking for space. She doesn't like where I am, and that's a perfect example of what I mean when horses take care of themselves. Mia wants to graze and she doesn't want me clinging onto her body right now, clearly. So I honor that, okay? So this would be the safe place to stand. You don't want to get stepped on by her foot. Horses are very heavy. Mia's probably 900 pounds. They also have a blind spot. So right in front of their face, 4 feet in front of their face, they cannot see. And 10 feet behind them also. So we don't want to take for granted that they see where we are. So if you see a horse coming running at you, get very, very big just to take care of yourself. Don't assume they can see you. And the other thing is that horses like to eat carrots. So these things look like carrots. So when we are going near the muzzle of a horse, we want to use a flat palm, and you can go near their mouth, but just don't put your fingers in their teeth because horses can hurt. So I think that might be about it around why we use horses and all about safety. And so throughout the weekend, I just invite you to take care of yourselves, ask for what you need. I'm going to ask you to stay open and curious and just start to pay attention to the information that your body might be giving you. So when we get in the arena or the round pen, just start to notice, what do I feel right now as I go into this new place of exploration? And I look forward to spending this time with you, and I thank you all for coming.